Let's just get into it. Alyssa Milano posted something on TikTok, and somebody on there had said, sad how a washed up actress is still trying to be important. Yeah, the washed up actress who has shows and movies, plenty of them, who has starred and had guest roles or recurring roles or whatever you might have it, who's had it, worth $10 million. The net worth is $10 million. Yeah, that person is washed up. So here's how Alyssa responded to it. And I got to be honest with you, I kind of like this.
See these? I get a lot of those. Usually it comes from people who identify as a different political party than I do.
Which is kind of true. I mean, we see how they're doing Taylor Swift. Most of the liberals love her. Most of the conservatives hate her. She's a liberal. She supported Obama, Hillary, Biden. And yeah, we know how that goes.
You see, I identify with the party who believes in equality and equity and opportunity for everyone. And also the party who fights for the most vulnerable and the marginalized communities. But beyond just that, just because you say something to be hurtful, it doesn't make it true. I have consistently worked since I was 7 years old. And you could just fuck off now and move along.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me, and I talked about this in another video, where a lot of Republicans, not necessarily the politicians, but as far as like voters and average people, who were basically hating on Taylor Swift because she was out there registering young people to vote and whatnot. And I think I can't remember his name, but he was the head of a conservative organization. And he said this, he said, Taylor Swift is dumb and her music sucks. The same Taylor Swift who has over 80 million followers on Facebook, over 95 million followers on Twitter, over 24 million followers on Instagram, and over 280 million on TikTok, and has over 56 million subscribers on YouTube. Yeah, that person sucks. Oh yeah, her music is dumb, even though she's selling out every arena in the country. And why do I bring that up? Because what Alyssa said is true. Just because somebody says something about you that's insulting and hurtful, and you just it doesn't make it true. So yeah, people can say whatever they want, but I mean, hey, I'm not going to her shows, but I'm not really a fan of her music-wise, but politically I love her. But I mean, she's right. And the reason why, to respond to this comment here that says, seemed like that person did a great job getting under her skin. No, if anything, I think Alyssa got under that person's skin. Why? Because, and here's another thing I've said on the show all the time. When you become a celebrity on any level, when you become famous or more and more popular on any level, whether you're an actor, comedian, musician, politician, podcaster, author, radio host, YouTuber, commentator, whatever, if you become anything that's where you put yourself out in the light, she understands this as well as anybody else. You're going to have people who are your lovers, your fans, your supporters, your audience. You're going to have the haters and the critics, and then you're going to have people in the middle who either don't know you or they know you but don't care one way or the other. She understands that. So I'm glad that she doesn't come across as somebody who's like arrogant or, elitist in that particular sense. So, I mean, yeah, to me, it shows it's growth, it's maturity, because it's like, hey, people are going to hate me and they're going to sit there and say this stuff. Oh, you're washed up. Listen, I already have a success and I've done all these things and I've had plenty of people watch my stuff and they buy shows and episodes, whatnot. Hey, whatever. Yeah, you can just go buzz off. And that's just as simple as that. She's not getting into an online social media argument about this, going back and forth. I mean, she's like, I don't have time for that. Just go away. And I think she got under that person's skin. I don't think anybody got under her skin. So I'm sorry. I agree with her. I'm with her on that one. Let's see. Hates guns, but admits she has two. Called to defund the police, yet she and her husband called them several times in their neighborhood. That's as far as can we say. There was one right here that said, didn't she call the cops when somebody walked on her property? And I wasn't familiar with that story at first, but I just looked it up not too long ago. And it says that, let me go back to it. Here we go. And this was back from September of 2020. I haven't even heard this at the time. In a statement to Fox News, she explained that her neighbor called the police after spotting a man dressed in all black walking in the woods between our properties with a gun, which she called a rare sight in our parts. Why exactly are they laughing at her for that? How is that funny? I see somebody with a gun on my property and I feel uncomfortable. So I'm going to take action into my hands, call the police, and now I don't know if that person got arrested or they were attempting to hurt her or somebody near her. I don't know. But I think the only mistake Alyssa made was telling Fox News that because we know people on Fox News don't care about that. They're like, nope, we have to focus on the more important stories because Obama was wearing a tan suit. That was disgraceful. That was disrespectful. And Democrats are communists and just stuff like that. That's their news. Newsmax, Daily Wire, all that stuff. That's what I would say to Alyssa. It's like, don't even waste your time. That's, again, more haters. They don't care. And I'm glad she demonstrated that she didn't really care about this particular one here. So you know what? That's just that. You're going to have haters, and all you got to do is tell them to buzz off. And that's exactly what Alyssa did. And that alone probably just made me an even bigger fan of hers. So I got more coming. Like and subscribe.